All right, grade 7, here we go. We are going to be working through two-step equations and inequalities. What I'd like to do is go through the practice set so that you're not taking too long watching through this video, but hopefully this makes sense to you. But let's grab the first one that we have in our practice set. 8x minus 15 equals 185. Now, the key concept here is to remember that an equal sign means that whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. A dot equals a dot. So that is a key learning. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side. So we want to figure out in this equation what x is. So in order to do that, what we have to do is try get x by itself. So in order to do that, we add 15 to this side to get rid of this negative 15. You see it's a negative 15. We add 15. Now, because we're adding 15 to that side, we have to add 15 to this side. So you'll see what you get then is 8x equals 200. Right? So now what we have to do is our next step is divide 8 off of this side and divide 8 off of this side. So what we wind up getting is x equals 200 divided by 8, which is 25. So you can see that we have figured out that x equals 25. Let's move on to our next one, b. So b says 0.2y plus 1.5 equals 3.7. Decimal numbers, even more fun. So remembering our key learning here, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. That gives us then, we're going to have to take away 1.5 from this side because this is a plus 1.5. And we're going to have to take away 1.5 from this side. So now you can see we have 0.2y equals 5.2. If I do it right, let me see. Oh, I'm taking it away. Sorry. Let me do that the other way. I was adding there. Okay, let's take away 1.5. That will give us 2.2. So we really have equals 2.2 here. So now we have to divide this by 0.2. We have to divide this by 0.2. So this will cancel that out, leaving just y on the side, which we liked. Now y equals 22 divided by 2.2 divided by 0.2, and that is going to equal 11. All right, you should see how the concept works here. So see, I'll write down the question. You can as well. Figure it out, hit pause before you see the solution, and see how well you can do on this one. Okay, here we go. This is a little bit more difficult because we're dealing with fractions, but the concept is the same. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we're going to do to the other side of the equation. Because if we're going to put a b on this side, we're going to keep a b on this side as well. It makes it exactly the same, right? So we have the two sides equaling each other. All right, so 3/4 m. We're going to take away, we're going to add 1/3 here. So that would take that away. Equals 1/2 plus 1/3. Right? So that we have to change into fractions that we can understand or work with. So I've made it into 3/6 plus 2/6. You see how we've got that? Which would equal 5/6. So now we have 3/4 m equals 5/6. Now to figure this out, we have to multiply by the reciprocal. Here we have to multiply by the reciprocal to make this work. So 4/3 on the one side. We have to multiply by 4 over 3 on the other side. So this will cancel it out. So we have m equals 20 over 18. Now we can reduce that. M equals, we're dividing both sides by 2, right? So we get 10 over 9. So that gives you the answer for C. Let's go on to D. You ready to try it on your own? And make sure you try it on your own first. 1 1/2 n plus 3 1/2 equals 14. So what is our answer? Well, if we're going to look at our answer, we have to take away 3 1/2 from this side. That's the first thing that we're going to do. Take away 3 1/2 on both sides. So we have 1 1/2 n equals 14. Take away 3 is 11, so we get 10 1/2. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit trickier because we're going to flip this number into an improper fraction. It's going to be 3 over 2n equals 10 1/2. Right, and let's actually flip the other side at this point into an improper fraction as well. So we have 21 halves. And now we can multiply it by its reciprocal on this side. These will cancel each other out. So we have to multiply this side by that reciprocal as well. So you can see we get 21 over 3, which we know 21 divided by 3 and will equal 7. So that'll show you that whole step there. Let's go to E. When we work our way through the E, we have negative 6p plus 36 equals 12. Again, we're going to have to take away 36 from this side, and we're going to have to take away 36 from this side. So we get negative 6p equals negative 24. Now we're going to have to divide by negative 6 on this side. We're going to have to divide by negative 6 on this side. These will cancel each other out. Our negatives are going to cancel each other out. And 24 divided by 6 gives us 4. F. 38 equals 4w minus 26. Okay, so we're looking to get the w separated. So again, we have a negative number here, so we're going to have to add 26. We're going to have to add 26. Okay, so we have 4w on this side now, because these are canceling each other out. And we have 14, we have 64 equals 4w. Okay, and then we have to divide both sides by 4. And we find out that w equals 16. Just a little side note how to figure that out. 64 divided by 2 is 32. Divided by 2 is 16. So you can actually use your factoring in order to figure that math out quickly. All right, let's go to G. Solve these inequalities and graph their solution. So G has something that's slightly different. Let's make sure that we have graph paper here. Paper, let's make sure it's graph. Okay, so now we're going to graph these. It's 2x plus 5. 2x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 1. Again, we want to figure out what x is. So the first thing that we do is we take away 5 from this side. And that means we have to take away it from this side, take it away from that side as well. So we have 2x is greater than or equal to negative 4. Now we have to divide both sides by 2 in order to get just to x. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Let's put that on our number line. So we have That's probably enough. Let's go 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, maybe we should -4, and we have an arrow going this way, right up to the -2, and a dot, not a circle, a dot, because it includes the -2 as well. So that is how your number line should look. All right, moving on to H. We have 2x subtract 5. 2x subtract 5 is less than 1. Again, same basic concept here. We have to add 5 to this side. We have to add 5 to this side. So now we get 2x is less than 6. And now what we're going to have to do is divide by 2. Divide by 2. So we get x is less than 3. So we make our number line again. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1. And it says x is less than 3. Oh, which makes me less than 3. I was going the wrong way with the other one. My mistake. I'll catch this one back. If you go back to the other one, the sign there, I did completely opposite the sign. My mistake. I'm not going to re-record for you there, but I will show you what you can do with this. It's actually greater than or equal to 2. So greater than, it circles and an arrow goes that way. My mistake. I'm glad you followed along. Make sure if you catch a mistake in my work, one of the grade 8 students did yesterday, and it was kind of fun because then I know you've watched it and seen that I've made a mistake. So there's your lesson. Make sure you do all of the odd